different things that we're going to try to get done. First and foremost, your SAQ. All right. The work that you're going to be doing today is not really going to help you on the SAQ. So rather than try to pile on a bunch of new stuff and then do the SAQ, I would say knock out your SAQ first. If you don't feel comfortable with it, it's okay. It's not technically due until 11:59. You don't have to get it done in class, but I think it'd be easy if you did. Again, I'll leave that up to you, but the SAQ, it is 3 questions, short answer. You need to be specific. You need to use the ACE format. If you forgot what in the world ACE is, it's a nifty little way to structure your short answer answers that really will make sure that you get all the points. ACE just stands for answer, clarify, and expand. So you're looking at about 3 sentences. The first sentence, you just directly answer the question. If you've got a specific person, place, term, name, think academic vocabulary, that should form the foundation of your answer. Okay? So like right here, it's a U.S. history example, but the question asks, briefly explain one important political development of the sexual conflict over slavery during the 1850s. The answer, the Kansas-Nebraska Act of 1854. Boom, done. Now that's pretty decent, but you got to assume I don't know what that means. So your second sentence, you're just clarifying. If you use some vocab in your first sentence, man, give me a definition in your second. And then your third sentence, that's just, kind of the gravy. That's the icing on the cake. Try to connect it to as many other things related in history as you can. Be as specific as possible. Again, I'm not going to spend a long time on this because we've went over this like 100 times, but still, that is ideally how your answers should be structured. Again, 3 questions, 12-minute time limit, just basic strategy. Glance over all the questions first. Answer the ones you feel the best about first. That way, if you run out of time, maybe it's on a question that you really didn't know anyway. But yeah, my preference, I'll leave it up to you. You prioritize as you see fit. But I'd go ahead and knock the SAQ out first. Then you got your notebook assignment. Little bit of reading, not much. Okay, we're going to be using the new AMSCO book, chapter 6.7. We're just talking about the effects of migration. Again, during this time period, 1800s, early 1900s, people are moving from all over the world. And believe it or not, that is highly connected to both industrialization and that phenomenon we've talked about of imperialism. In your reading, they're going to be talking about the effects of migration. One of the first things that you'll see is a chart showing you some of the main groups, largely male laborers, but not always, where they moved from, where they moved to. I think it even gets into some of the occupations that a lot of these people kind of engaged in. After that, the rest of your reading is pretty short. I want to say maybe it's 4 or 5 pages. It's not much. And it's just going to break down some of those different groups and some of the effects that they had on the places that they went to. While you're reading, man, I got just a little bit of vocab for you. Not much at all. Some of which we've talked about before, some of which we really haven't. But these are some really basic terms that just, a good once over you should get. Ethnic enclave. We talked about that before as part of our Industrial Revolution PowerPoint. Wasn't required that you wrote it down, but it's important. So now I'm having you write it down. Gold rush. Well, I think you guys know what it is, but talk about, some of the information that they're including, in addition to that. Mohandas Gandhi. He's right back there. He's on the poster. I've mentioned his name. Now, we're really not going to get into him until after World War II. But I want you to kind of see how imperialism, really kind of allowed him to rise to prominence. He was definitely opposed to imperialism in a few different areas. And then the last two, really messed up stuff. All this movement sometimes faced backlash. We had talked about just briefly the Chinese Exclusion Act, how so many Chinese laborers were coming to the west coast of the United States that some of the people that lived here had kind of a nativist reaction. They were very much opposed to the Chinese. And it gained enough momentum to where the government actually passed legislation that limited the number of Chinese that could come in a given year. Australia does something very similar with the White Australia policy. Again, kind of weird immigration reforms based almost exclusively on race. I kind of gave you some definitions there, but still, go read it in the book. Give me what the book says. Guys, this won't take you long. This is 10 minutes worth of work, maybe. Once you're done with that, the final thing that I would recommend doing, and the reading's right under where it says notebook assignment, right there. The next thing I'll just, to wrap up class, because you can get all this stuff done in class today. They're all very brief. Give this just a once over. I thought about giving you this as an assignment, but we really don't need any more grades at this point. This is a test review for Unit 5 and 6, 1750 and 1900. It is structured very similar to test reviews I've given you in the past. You don't have to do this. What I would say, give it a good once over. If there's any terms and names that you're like, what in the world is that? Look them up, study them, look through your notes. As far as, cause and effects, we've got political revolutions, we've got the Industrial Revolution, we've got the age of imperialism. You need to know some of the key causes of each. You definitely need to know the effects. And knowing the dates would be helpful just so you kind of see the sequence. Again, take this for what it's worth. You don't have to complete it. I just want you to look it over. That way you know what to study. Again, tomorrow we are having the Unit 5 and Unit 6 DCA 1750 to 1900. It is 26 questions, multiple choice. You have a 30-minute time limit. While it is open notes, you're not going to have enough time to look up everything. So study a little bit beforehand. This should hopefully help to streamline your studying a bit. That way you can be prepared for the test tomorrow. Other than that, Friday we've got your notebook check. We also have the extra credit. You're needed in small. So notebook check, that's the daily grade, but it also averages together with your first notebook check for your final test grade, and then the extra credit. Both those are going to be due by Friday, 11:59.
Teachers, please check your email from Dr. Sanchez. And those students listed in that email for today, please send them to the small lecture hall. Again, you're looking for an email from Dr. Sanchez regarding testing for today. Thank you.
Anywho, Friday is going to be a catch-up day, so if you're a little bit behind, not the end of the world. If you're missing some stuff from this notebook check, there's not a whole lot that I need. Get that stuff done on Friday. Either way, as long as you get it submitted on Friday before 11:59 or by 11:59, you're going to be fine. I'm going to try to get those updated over the weekend, maybe a little bit on Monday. I'm hopeful by the end of the day, Monday, everybody knows what their grade is for the 6 weeks. And if there's anything you can do to improve it, you'll hopefully have an opportunity to do so next week. That's why I try to wrap up grading a week early. That way we have a little wiggle room to fix some things if necessary. So that's the game plan. Again, just to reiterate, you prioritize the way you see fit. But me, the thing that makes the most sense, I go ahead and knock out your SAQ because it is due today. You can wait and do it tonight if you want. Get it done. You don't want homework. Then I would do your reading assignment and your vocab because that'll only take you maybe 10 minutes. Then just look over your study guide. And obviously, if you come across anything or you have any questions, guys, ask me. Today's the day. Any questions? All right, getting ready for the test tomorrow. For in-person learners, you do have to take the test in class, so be prepared. Like I said, you have a 30-minute time limit, so, study a little bit beforehand. Obviously, if you need anything, let me know. If you want to wear your earphones, that's fine. I'll project the slide again, even though you've got it here for you. And yeah, be productive, get your stuff done, and good luck. Let me know if you need anything. Yeah, go ahead.